Hi, I'm Pete Atherton, Community Expert at Opogo, and today I'll be talking to you about survival tips as an NQT. I'll be talking to you about how to prioritise your own well-being, being part of a team, developing from your PGCE so that essentially your NQT year is PGCE+, experimenting and feeling proud of this, and learning from everybody around you. Firstly, let's talk about well-being and how to prioritise this. Think that you can take responsibility for your own well-being. One of the ways in which I did this as a teacher was that I had my own hobbies and nothing would stand in the way of them. So for example, five-a-side football, I'd play this twice a week, and the only things that would get in the way of that would be parents' evenings and illness and injury and so on. But nothing would get in the way of it. And that really helped me de-stress. After playing football on a Wednesday, I felt completely de-stressed and ready for Thursday. So what do you do to de-stress? Do you go to yoga classes? Do you go to Zumba classes? I think if you treat this as a social event, you're far more likely to attend on a regular basis because you might feel that you're letting people down if you don't go. Next, know your stress. Know the triggers for your stress. Think about what happens to your body when you become stressed, how that affects your decision making and your mind. That way you should be able to find ways to actually work through your stress. You do need a certain amount of stress to do the job, but you can't let it take over you. You must have regular treats woven into your week. So make sure that there is something that you do regularly that feels like a treat, so that you are rewarding yourself for all your hard work. And finally, the notion of generosity. One of the first things that anybody said to me when I was training to be a teacher was, you know what makes for a great teacher? Generosity. That's the most important quality. So now it's time to be generous to yourself and how you use your time. Number 2, how to be part of a team. I won't come up with any cliches like there's no I in team. But what I will say is that being part of a team is about building rapport with the people around you. Listen to what they say, respect what they say, respect what they do. And also have an input, bring something to the table that they respect as well. Create a situation, a culture, where your skills complement each other, so there becomes a kind of synergy in your department. In fact, you can start to actually influence that culture in a positive way. And through that, your performance improves, and so does the performance of the people around you. Number 3, how to ensure that your NQT year is very much an upgrade from your PGCE year. Firstly, your lessons will be very much an upgrade from what you did last year. Your teaching episodes will be far more impactful. They'll be managed far more slickly. You'll be reflecting upon them in a far more impactful way. You'll have learned how to write empirically using evidence, which you did when you were doing your PGCE too. And this will help you be a lot more objective about how you're doing. You should be able to reflect more cyclically so that you can actually show evidence of progress. Now, the teacher standards are something that you haven't left behind as an NQT, but now you understand them a lot better and you're starting to own them. And you're using reflection models in a far more impactful and meaningful way. In fact, in a far more cyclical way. You're developing resilience and you're demonstrating resilience too, but you're balancing that with looking after your own well-being. Number 4, experiment. You should be an ideas person. You're bringing a lot to the table as an NQT, so make sure that you're free to experiment. And that means that you've got to take risks. And if you make any mistakes, if a lesson doesn't go so well, you're going to reflect upon it in an objective way and never beat yourself up. You're going to embrace errors as you would encourage your pupils to do. Similarly, that going back to upgrading your lessons from last year, that's very much part of this, that your lessons last year might have been a little bit too safe. Now you can start to experiment a bit more and take reasonable risks with them. Number 5, learn something from everybody around you. Whether it's a skill, a behaviour, a way of dealing with the pupils, behaviour management, anything. A way of doing things, a way of not doing things. You can learn something from everyone. But learn from your pupils too. They are an incredibly important resource as you develop as an NQT. Listen to your pupils. You'll learn a lot from them. They're just people anyway. And similarly, observe their lifestyle. When you go to a parents' evening, look at their family situation, and that's really important information for you. Thank you for listening to me today. For more advice on being an NQT, please browse through the videos below.
you.